Oh my God, it's the conference championships. We're about to find out who's going to the Super Bowl. Oh my God, let's get into this week.
Thank you, JR.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm glad to be back.
Welcome back. Hold on. Stop the press. It's been a month. Welcome back, Chris. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate
Welcome
that.
back.
It's glad to be back.
Welcome
Good to be back. But leading off, we have our AFC matchup 305 game. We have Jacksonville going to Foxborough to play the Patriots. We have Patriots minus 9.5 at home. Pretty large of a spread. AFC Conference Championship. But Justin, how do you feel?
Jaguars, and I'd like them to actually win straight up and beat the tail off the Patriots this week in their own stadium. Just like they came in and whooped up on the Steelers. Yeah, we're going to see it again in New England. Got the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's a very tempting bet. I mean, the Jaguars showed they are the real deal against the Steelers. Questionable things happened this week, though, in practice. Tom Brady was held from practice today due to a potential hand injury.
Oh, wow.
Which makes that very interesting and is the reason why I'm picking the Jags. Let's go!
Well, usually when our panel picks the same
Don't do it, Chris! Don't do it!
That is true.
Don't do it!
Now, the only thing that's making me want to pick the Patriots is in Foxborough. It's probably going to be snowing.
It's great. Pick them, please.
But I like the Jaguars.
No.
Man. I like them. Despite my feelings and opinions towards Jalen Ramsey.
You tell me.
He wouldn't get in your head. Do you think you managed to get in his head, do you think?
What you think? You tell me.
You
tell me.
You can only talk so much trash or talk so much about him. I mean, he can actually back up his trash talk.
He's a baller.
And I do think they keep it close. I do think they keep it within arm's length. Now, it's going to really depend on if Blake Bortles can actually move the ball. Last weekend against Pittsburgh in the red zone, they were 5 for 5 when it comes to touchdowns in the red zone. So, I think if they go 3 of 5, 4 of 5 against the Patriots, they can come out with a win. But I'm just going to root for the Jags here just because I do not want to see Brady win another one.
Well, looks like Brady's about to win another one if superstition proves right on this show.
Well, we got a 9-point cushion here, so even if they lose, I think it's still a good bet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then that leads us into our NFC Championship game. As everyone predicted at the beginning of the season, Case Keenum playing Nick Foles for a Super Bowl. We have the Minnesota Vikings on the road in Philly. Philly is a plus 4.5 at home.
Before we talk about this, can we go over that Stephon Diggs?
Let's talk about it.
What is there to talk about? I mean, you can't even draw that play up in
I want to know where his helmet is. It's probably where Bobby Shmurda's hat is. Somewhere in the stratosphere.
Wow. Okay. So Justin, now that you brought it up, what do you feel about that play?
Go.
I mean, that's the craziest play I've seen the whole year. Just like the fact of how late in the game it happened and everything. That was such a bad mistake by the guy covering him to allow that to happen. It kind of reminded me of the whole Andy Dalton thing against the Ravens in the last week of the regular season. Except it was even worse than that. It was pretty.
Well, the play itself reminded me of when you go for hit stick instead of just going for the short tackle. He totally whiffed on it. I mean, this is football 101. But I mean, that moment in general is just what football is all about. Any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen. Wow.
Play till it hits 0.
Yeah, and I mean, the Vikings have a chance to play at home for the Super Bowl.
The craziest
How
thing,
nuts is that?
The craziest thing, and it's never been done before.
Never.
The craziest thing to me is, if you guys saw the article and saw the pictures, before that last play was called, the Saints called a timeout. And if you saw the picture, Sean Payton was on the sideline doing the skull chant. He was mocking Minnesota, and then for that to happen, it was almost like instant karma. But I do feel happy for Stephon Diggs. He's a Maryland product. I do think Williams will recover. I don't think it's going to define his career, but it's just one of them plays where all you have to really do is push him out of bounds. He can catch it.
Yeah.
Just push him out of bounds. I understand he didn't want to get called for the pass interference, but you went for a hit all shoulder, and we've seen that too many times before. And to do that in such a moment where you needed just to wrap him up,
Let's be
tough
honest
to deal with.
Let's be honest here. There was 12 men on the field. Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
What?
She shoved him. I mean,
What?
Manti Te'o's girlfriend shoved him. That's all it was, and she cost him the game.
Okay.
That joke didn't hit.
It didn't hit Justin.
No, that joke did not hit at all.
Well, anyways.
It's like Marcus Williams didn't hit Stephon Diggs. But anyway.
I mean, that play itself is probably the most like viral play. It has to be because I've seen more memes, videos, edits of that play, and I'm like, it's been a great week for memes.
Well, that's just because people have no life and they just decide to make
I
everything
love it.
impossible.
Makes my work days a lot easier.
But getting back to the picks.
Justin.
Yeah, getting back to the picks. So my theory behind why that play happened is just that the Vikings are destined to go to the Super Bowl in their own stadium. So I'm picking them for this game, even with the spread against them.
Bro, I want Philly cheesesteaks, man. Actually, I'm going to Philly this Saturday. It's going to be great. Anyways, but yeah, Philly, I've liked what Philly's done all year. I mean, God. Welcome back. Anyways, but no, I've liked what Philly's been doing all year, and for them to really pick it up when Nick Foles thrown into the game, I mean, as a Cowboy fan, he hates every word I'm saying, and that's fine and dandy because his team's on the couch with mine. That's cool. But no, I mean, I want Philly to go. I want them to win. I think, honestly, they have what it takes. As long, I mean, again, this is two backup quarterbacks playing each other, so who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to go with Nick Foles. I think he's more experienced.
No, I want to see the Eagles get their ass beat. Screw this. No, I know it's going to be a close game. It's going to be in Philly, but no, I hope the Eagles lose. I have no reasoning behind it whatsoever.
I don't think any of us had any real reasoning here.
No, I mean the only stats that I have to back it up is in the last 5 NFC Conference Championships, Minnesota's 0-5. So they've had a hard time getting past at least this step. Like I said, you have two backup quarterbacks evenly matched. You have two offensive lines that are pretty similar. You have the run game, you give the advantage to Philly with Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount. The receiving core, I give it to Minnesota, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. It's really got to come down to defense. Can Minnesota's defense stop Nick Foles or just kind of throw him off rhythm? I don't even think they need to come up with big defensive plays or anything like that. But I'm going to roll here with Minnesota.
All right.
All right, so we'll see, and we'll be back next week, obviously, to predict the Super Bowl.
Well, not next week, the week after, but we will have some content for you next week, actually, working on some little special we've been talking about.
So that does it. I mean, it's a conference championship week where we got some evenly matched teams, particularly on the NFC side, and it's going to be a great watch. I'm looking forward to it, but guys, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for when we cover the Super Bowl.
Let's go.